Welcome to the Spring 2025 College of San Mateo Comm 130 Interpersonal Communication course. My name is Furman Irigoyen. I'm your professor for this semester. I'll be going over some key points in the syllabus, giving you a brief tour of our Canvas class shell so you can get a look and feel for what is expected in our course. At the top here, you'll see my contact information. My preferred method of communication is through email, which is my last name, irigoyen@smccd.edu. I usually contact you guys through our Canvas email shell, so be on the lookout on that and make sure your notifications are all up to date, so when I send messages and class announcements that you are receiving them. The required textbook we'll be using is Looking Out, Looking In by Adler and Proctor. I don't care what type of book you get regarding physical copy or electronic copy. We just need you to have the textbook. You need it to prepare yourself for your quizzes and your assignments, so it's absolutely required that you get this textbook. Here are our primary student learning outcomes for the course. I will let you read these at your leisure. The syllabus that I'm going through right now is in a PDF on your homepage on your Canvas shell, so you have a copy of that for yourself. For the grading, I grade on a straight scale, so there's no plus or minus grading, and percentages are usually rounded down. So a 79.9 would be considered a 79%. An A is 90 to 100, B is 80 to 89, C is 70 to 79, D is 60 to 69, F is below 59%. The grade breakdown goes with 20% in participation, 20% in assignments, and then 60% on your quizzes. And when I grade your work, please review your assignment scores promptly. Assignment scores not questioned within 3 days after the assignment scores have been awarded will be considered final. So in other words, we're not going to be having conversations about scores that happen at the beginning of the semester at the end of the semester. My job is to help you get through this course so you get the requirement and you can move on in your academic goals. At the beginning of the semester, you'll be receiving a very detailed study guide for all 12 of our chapters, and if it's not on the study guide, probably not on the test. However, you do need to use that study guide as well as your textbook to gather the materials in order to do very well on your quizzes. As you can see, it's 60%, so that's a big driver in your overall score. Here I have a class schedule, and we're pretty much on task with the dates and the assignments. So we read this as, here we've got the week we're in, the date, which is usually a Monday of the work week, and then this is the topic. And you'll start to see, for example, during week 4 you'll have your quiz for chapters 1 and 2. Here you'll see that on week 2 you'll have one of your assignments, your lab module number 1 due, and so on and so forth. In the Canvas shell, all of your assignments are uploaded and everything is already calendared. And I do this because I understand you have a lot of pull factors of work, family, social lives, etc., other classes, and I want you to be prepared to organize your time and energy to do well in my course. So this gives you the layout of our assignments, quizzes, and deadlines. Here is the Comm Lab module assignments that I have. We have 7 for the semester. You will see in greater detail in our Canvas class shell specific instructions on how to handle these assignments. During our class time together, I lecture on certain topics. I do my best to lecture on topics that will be on your quiz. However, you'll find that I have all of my lectures on YouTube videos, and you have links to all of those in the Canvas class shell. If for whatever reason you find that this class isn't for you, or you have outside obligations that are getting in the way of you doing your work, it's your responsibility to drop the course. So go to WebSmart and drop yourself. If not, you will receive an F for the class. In our class, you'll be using the test proctoring software Proctorio. That's an extension from Google, and that allows us to make sure that you're doing your work honestly. So you will need to have a computer and access to our Canvas course shell in order to do the work required for our course. Another point I want to bring up is that I am not tech support. So if you have issues with Proctorio, you will receive contact information for them. If you have issues with Canvas, you will have tech support contact information for them. If you're having issues with your email, you will have contact information from our district IT department. So I need to stress, I am not tech support. While in class, I do not want to be video or audio recorded in class. Please respect that. Academic integrity is a big deal with me. Please don't cheat. Do your own work. Examples of dishonest cheating include handling plagiarized work done by someone else as if it's your own, talking to another student during an exam or quiz, or looking at another student's work in an exam, showing your work to someone else in an exam, trading exam work, using AI, or using unauthorized books, notes, electronic devices in an exam. All I ask is you do your own work. It's not that hard, guys. If you are caught cheating, you'll be given a 0 for the assignment. So please don't do that. It hurts trust. We don't want to do that. I have no makeups and no late work will be given throughout this entire semester. I don't do late work and I have no makeups. I give you all of your deadlines for all of your assignments at the front end of the semester. It's your job to get your work in on time. Our quizzes usually cover 2 chapters, and each of our quizzes are about 30 questions, and they're usually true, false, multiple choice, maybe some matching, and they all come from the textbook. So all of our quizzes are closed book unless otherwise instructed by me. I also have no makeups or late work for any of our assignments for this class, and I have no extra credit opportunities. So no late work, no makeups, no extra credit. As I mentioned earlier, email is my primary way of getting a hold of you. In coordination with our Disability Resource Center, reasonable accommodations will be provided for eligible students with disabilities. So if you do not have an accommodation letter, please contact the DRC. Here is our contact information, and we'll help you out. We have other available support services for you to be a successful college student. First, we have a Communications Studies Lab, and that's located in the Learning Center in the College Center. So in Building 10, you go in the Learning Center, you'll see a Comm Studies Lab. There you can do your assignments, maybe record work that may need to be recorded, and it's an excellent resource for you. Of course, we have the college library, contact information for our counseling services. We also have Personal Counseling and Wellness Center. I think this is a very valuable resource for you because life can be very difficult, and our Wellness Center helps you as holistically as a whole student, and so they're there to help you dealing with personal issues and life stresses and crisis and things like that. And I want you guys to know there's available resources to help you navigate through this. One thing you'll learn about college is that you're going through this, but you're not alone. You have other people who want to help you. And here we have our sexual harassment policy. So that's the highlights of our course syllabus. We will now move over to our tour of our Canvas course shell link. So now we're going to send you over to the Canvas tour. So I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I look forward to working with you this semester. All right, so here we are at our Canvas homepage. You can see you'll have your class section and CRN and all that stuff. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just using this as a template. If you're in a different section, the material, the content, everything is the same. So here you got my contact information. Again, one more time, my preferred method is the email. The email. There's also a function over here on your inbox that allows you to email me, and that's also a good way to get a hold of me. As I mentioned here, you got 24, I will probably respond back within 24 to 48 hours. And here you'll see a link to your syllabus. You can download that if you like. Over here you'll find a link to this video. So if you want to see this once again,
you will be able to capture that on this link. So here, one of the things I wanted to share with you is I send out a lot of announcements that will be delivered to you, and they're important messages. I try not to communicate too much so that when I do communicate, it matters. You should be able to access these messages via your email and your messages on Canvas. On assignments, let's take a look at our assignments. So we have, in our grading, we have participation, Comm Lab modules, and quizzes, and that makes up 100% of your score. So with your 10%, your participation, you'll have a syllabus quiz, and you'll have a self-introduction. Again, all of the details are in the assignment itself. Now for our Comm Lab modules, as you can see, this takes up 20%. You will need your textbook to answer these questions. There's a bridge between your textbook content and your own personal experiences. When you read these assignments, please read the assignment and be crystal clear as to what I'm asking for. In addition, when we do our Comm Lab modules, I will need you to fill out a Google form in addition to the assignment, a Google form that's sort of a self-assessed chronicle that you did this assignment, the length of time you did this assignment, that will be sent over to our Comm Lab over in Building 10. There's really no right or wrong answer in terms of how much time it takes to do any of these assignments, okay? So just document, and it doesn't have to be 43 minutes and 22 seconds. You can say 45 minutes. Please keep in mind that when you do any of these Comm Lab module assignments, please fill out the self-assessed form for the Comm Lab, and you'll find that form with all of these assignments, so it's all in one place for you. Next is the quizzes. One of your class announcements that'll be coming out shortly will be a study guide for the entire course. And that study guide tells you exactly what I'm looking for each of your quizzes. So if it's on the quiz, it's on your study guide. Okay? If it's not on the study guide, it ain't on your quiz. So keep that in mind. All of the content for your quizzes come directly from the textbook. I do use Proctorio to proctor these exams, these quizzes, and you'll need to use Google Chrome, and you'll need to find the Google Chrome, the Proctorio extension, And when you do your quizzes, you'll go to Google Chrome and you'll access Canvas. Of course, you'll have your Proctorio extension downloaded. And for whatever reason you have any trouble, please contact Proctorio tech support. Do not contact me. I'm not tech support. Okay? I'm not tech support. Do not contact me regarding any Proctorio issue. You will find specific videos on how to download the Proctorio extension, as well as the contact information for Proctorio when you're taking your quizzes. I can't strongly stress that it's important that you get started on these quizzes when they open, so that if something does arise, you have time to work out those bugs on the technical side. So for example, like quiz number 1, it's due on September 9th at 11:59. And if you're starting this whole process at, let's say 10 o'clock, just for kicks, on the 9th, and you didn't download the Proctorio, and there's other technical glitches, and we go past this deadline, I don't give up makeups, and I don't allow extended time, so to speak, to get this assignment done. Okay, so essentially for each of these little quizzes, which I think is about 30 questions, I'm giving you 4 days to do a quiz. That's 30 questions. 4 days. That's a lot of time. But make sure you get all of that stuff squared away. Again, critical information like videos on how to download the Proctorio extension and the tech support, you will find those, okay, coming through your class announcements. So you have to be on top of that stuff. Also, I have class lecture videos for every chapter in our textbook. It's all here, gang. It's all here. So keep that in mind. You have a lot of resources right here in Canvas. Got all the lectures. Usually I have like an open date and perhaps a due date and that sort of thing. When in doubt, you can always go to my YouTube channel, and I'm sure you could find all of these lectures going around these due dates. If you just go to my YouTube channel, you will need a textbook for you to do your modules. And again, it's the 15th edition of Looking Out, Looking In. I really don't care what format it is. Probably the quickest way to get it is an electronic version, if there's one out there, or rent an electronic one, as long as it's the 15th edition. Now, grades. Click on the grades, and you are able to see how you're doing in the course. I think that's a pretty good link. So keep an eye on that stuff. Again, when you do a quiz or a lab module or an assignment, after I post them, your scores up, you got 3 days to address any concerns. After that, you're out of luck. Staying on top of what's due, when it's due, and that sort of thing is very, very, very important. So under syllabus here, come here and you'll see this really cuckoo function on Canvas where we go to syllabus and you'll see 2020. And this really threw me off when I started working with this. And so the nice folks at Canvas thought, I think it's a really good idea if we put a link all the way up here, which no one will see, that'll jump us to today. So even that jump, we're still getting around May 11th of 2022, but you will see that we have assignments that are due, and you can find that all here. You also have a calendar, which I strongly recommend that you click on that box that says your Comm 130 class, so that when your calendar pops up, you'll have those assignments. But the syllabus here, you'll know exactly what's going on, what week, that sort of thing. And for greater detail on the assignment, of course, you can click the link and you'll see how everything goes. You'll have all your quizzes. Usually they are 2 chapters at a time. The reason why I do 2 chapters at a time is because I think it's a much more manageable workload for everybody. It allows you to stay focused, and it allows you to kind of contain information in short bursts. Each of your quizzes cover 2 chapters. They're true, false, multiple choice, maybe some matching. They're 30 questions. Again, everything's on the study guide. So I think that pretty much covers everything that you'll need to know to be successful in our course. So again, if you have any questions, we can do it by email. And that'll be the best way for us to stay in contact. When in doubt, your Canvas page and this video really guide you in terms of answering a lot of questions. That is our tour. We looked at the syllabus and we looked at the Canvas, and I think that's all we've got. So good luck to you guys, and again, if you need anything, contact me by email.